Hey everybody, GT here from GT's BBQ. This is going to be entry number 2 in my series of tributes to first responders. About a month ago I did some ribs and some sides, took them to a couple of different firehouses in the area during this COVID-19 situation. I actually had planned this cook about 3 weeks ago, so it was before the whole rioting thing started. This particular cook I did for my local county sheriff's office and some of the local law enforcement people. So this isn't designed to be a political statement, so I don't need to get any hate comments on here. I'm going to cook up about 30 pounds of pork butt. We're going to take it down along with some sides and take it down to these guys and show our appreciations. Okay, I have here about 30 pounds of pork, some assorted picnic roasts and pork butts. We're going to cook these up today and deliver them down to the county sheriff's department, just as a, not to make a political statement, but just as a local citizen who just wants to say thanks. So I'll get these prepped up here in a sec and we'll get them out on the cooker. Stay tuned. Okay, got these guys all trimmed up. Now we're going to get the seasoning on, and to do that I just want a light coat of regular old yellow mustard, not too much, just enough to act as a binder or a glue, if you will, to help the rub stick on here so that the smoke has a chance to interact with it, and really that nice dark bark color that you get on a brisket or something like this is because the smoke actually is attracted to the moisture on here and kind of crusts up, and it is loaded with flavor. And today I'm going to use, this is brand new, I don't even think this is on the market yet. This is another shake by Uncle Steve's. It's called Sweet and Spicy R, or Spicier. And I sampled some of this yesterday, and I thought this would be a perfect inaugural testing, as it was delicious. And this is a big piece of meat, so you go pretty good on here, because once this is done and we pull it, we're going to pull all that nice bark down in with the meat. I want to get the sides. You don't rub it, just want to pat it in, because we want the bark to be nice and consistent on here. And again, this is one of the reasons I trim most of the fat cap off, is because this really impedes the seasoning from getting stuck to the meat, thus can cost some of that nice bark you work so hard to get. Okay, that's the first one. I'll get the other 5 of these done, get them out on the smoker, and we'll get to cooking. Stay tuned. Okay, I've got Angus set at 180 degrees or low in this case. And I'm just going to let these guys roll and smoke here for the first couple hours, kind of build up a little bit of a bark, and then I'll probably crank the temp up to about 275 to expedite the process. Obviously some of these are different sizes, so they'll come off and wrap at different times, but we'll check on them and spritz them as needed throughout the day. So I'll keep you up to date, and I'll see you here in a little bit. Stay tuned. Okay, these guys have been in now for 3 hours. I just want to take a peek, see how they're doing. Oh yeah, bark is starting to set. I have spritzed them each hour, so this will be spritz number 3. This is just 50% water, 50% apple cider vinegar. For the first 2 hours, these were on at 180, and then I turned it up to 275. So These aren't quite ready to wrap yet. I'm going to give it at least another hour. We'll check back on them and we'll see what we get. Stay tuned. Okay, it's been 4 hours. Oh yeah, we're getting some nice color on these. They've taken in about as much smoke as I want. I'm going to go ahead and get a temp on some of these small ones. I'm guessing around 150 or so. 146. I'm going to spritz these one more time and let them ride probably for about another 15 minutes. And then I'm going to take them inside and start wrapping them. Obviously, the smaller ones are going to get done before the big, just out of curiosity. They're running the same temp. Good to see. All right, so another 15 minutes or so. I am going to get this one more spritz on here. And we'll see you inside when we start wrapping them. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm going to get starting. Wrap these things up. First thing I'm going to do is put down a little bit of brown sugar. I don't know, about a quarter cup, I guess, just a little bit. Then we're going to hit it with a little bit of butter. Like so. And a little bit of honey. Just like that. And we're going to set the pork butt on just like so. Then I'm going to hit it with just a little bit more rub. And I'm going to use the Uncle Steve's Gator Shake this time. This has a little bit of a citrus note to it, and that's going to go well with the pork. And then this is all going to render down and make some delicious juice that we're going to pour back into the meat. So I'm going to double wrap this. I have several layers of foil here. I like to use 2 layers for each. We're just going to come up like so. Roll this down. You want to make sure this is nice and tight so none of the steam can get out. Fold it over like this and like this. Same thing on the other side. Just like that. So I'll get the rest of these done, get this back out on the smoker. I'll get a probe in it. I'll probably pull these when the temp hits about 201 degrees. I'm guessing that'll take about another 3 or 4 hours, so I'll get the rest of these wrapped up and we'll see you back at the grill. Stay tuned. Okay, got these all wrapped up. I have the bigger ones in the back, the smaller ones in the front, and oddly enough, the internal temp was pretty much the same on all of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a probe in these. I'm going to put one in one of the smaller ones, one in one of the bigger ones. You don't have to go down too far. You just want to make sure you stay away from the bone. So I'm going to run these up to 201, pull them, let them rest, and then we'll get them shredded here in a bit. So stay tuned. We'll see you when we take them off. Okay, these 4 smaller ones took about 7 hours. I've let them rest for about 90 minutes. So we're going to get these out of here. Get them pulled. And they'll eventually be transferred into a bigger pan. And I am going to save this au jus to pour back in once I get it pulled. Okay, so that goes there. Let's take a look at this. As you can see, the bone's already pulling out. It's nice and clean. That's a good sign. And this meat is just falling apart. And I usually like to use my hands for this. I have some cotton liners under the glove, but after you let this rest, you can almost pull it with your hands. And then inside you're going to find some big chunks of fat. Things like that. Fat is good, fat is flavor, but I don't want anyone to eat that. So I'm going to take that, toss it out. We have the money muscle. I'm just going to pull this right with the rest of it. I just kind of squish it around. Sorry if that angle's not good. Ooh, that bark feels nice and crunchy. We're going to mix that in with everything else. It's just oozing with moisture, juicy, tender. So every bit of this is going to be good eating. And I have 6 of these, 2 large ones. So these small ones took about 7 hours. The medium-sized one took about 8 hours, and the big one took 9. So altogether we had about 30 pounds to start with. So you can see the nice smoke ring on that thing. Look at that. Wow. And there you go. It looks something like that. Now what we're going to do is put on a little bit more rub, and for this I'm going to use the Uncle Steve's Gator Shake. There's a lot of meat here, and it can take it. And we're going to put back in our au jus. You really want to make sure you rest these for at least an hour. These went an hour and a half. When they cook, that muscle fiber just really gets tense. And as it relaxes, as it cools off, it'll really absorb this moisture back into the meat. If you pull pork right after you take it off the smoker, it'll dry literally in seconds and just become awful. So there you go. We have some bark in there. We have some awesome smoke ring. We have some rub. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 5. Get these put in a bigger pan. I am going to serve this tomorrow, so I will be reheating it. But that looks amazing. And it smells even better. So I'll get the rest of these done, and I'll give you a look at them once they're all pulled and in the pans. Stay tuned. I'll be back here in a little bit. Okay, that concludes episode 2 of my tribute to first responders. I guess about a month ago, I cooked up some food, took it down to a couple of the local firehouses in the area. This particular cook went to law enforcement. Thanks to Brian Burnett, our Chelan County Sheriff, for helping me organize all this. Big shout out to my neighbors, Luke and Alyssa, for coming down and helping me serve this food. Also a big shout out to CMI Orchards, one of the largest growers in the state of Washington, provided a ton of apples, I think 100 apples or so for this, so thanks for that. That was much appreciated. And our local Pepsi distributor, Weinstein Beverage. Man, they donated a ton of water, Pepsi products, all on ice. It was awesome. So big shout out to you guys. I think we ended up serving about between 40 and 60 meals. One thing I did learn is it would have been better had I prepackaged the individual meals in styrofoam containers so I could serve them out a little bit quicker. But man, we had law enforcement come. We had some state troopers there. We had some county sheriffs from 2 different counties. We had local PD from 2 different cities show up. Of course, the sheriff and his staff was there. So big success. I think everybody appreciated it. It came off without a hitch. I really enjoyed doing this. I do plan to do another tribute to first responders with a local hospital coming up soon. So keep an eye out for that. So I guess that's about it. I think everything went well. As always, stay safe. If you're so inclined, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And we'll see you next time.